April 26, 1986. A quiet night in a small Soviet town called Pripyat. Families slept, children dreamed, and a massive nuclear power plant hummed in the background. Then, in a split second, the world changed forever. This is the story of Chernobyl, the worst nuclear disaster in history. A tale of human error, sacrifice, and a ghost town frozen in time. Stick with us, because this isn't just history, it's a warning. Why did Reactor 4 explode? How did a routine test spiral into a global catastrophe? And what secrets does Chernobyl still hold? Let's dive into the heart of the disaster. It's 1:23 a.m. at the Chernobyl nuclear power plant in Soviet Ukraine. A safety test is underway on Reactor 4, designed to simulate a power outage. But this is no ordinary test. The reactor's design, the RBMK-1000, has a fatal flaw. A secret even most operators don't fully understand. Combine that with a series of human errors, ignored safety protocols, and intense pressure from Soviet authorities to meet deadlines, and you've got a ticking time bomb. The test begins. Operators reduce the reactor's power, but things go wrong, fast. A dangerous drop in power triggers a chain reaction. Control rods, meant to stop the reaction, get stuck. In seconds, a massive power surge rips through the reactor. Then, boom! A catastrophic explosion tears the 2,000-ton reactor lid off like it's made of paper, spewing radioactive material into the sky. The explosion releases 400 times more radiation than the Hiroshima bomb. Firefighters, unaware of the invisible danger, rush to put out the blaze. They're not fighting a fire, they're fighting a nuclear inferno. Within hours, many feel sick. Their skin burns. Radiation poisoning has begun. In Pripyat, just 3 kilometers away, life goes on. Children play, couples stroll, and no one knows the air is poison. The Soviet government delays evacuation for 36 hours, downplaying the disaster to avoid panic. When buses finally arrive, 50,000 people are forced to leave everything behind forever. These men, later called the first responders, fought the blaze for hours. Many collapsed within minutes, vomiting and weak from acute radiation syndrome. In Pripyat, residents woke to a strange glow in the sky. Some stood on balconies, watching what they thought was a spectacle. Children played outside as radioactive particles rained down. The Soviet authorities? They said nothing. For 36 hours, life in Pripyat continued as if nothing had happened. Finally, at 2 p.m. on April 27th, the order came: evacuate Pripyat. Over 50,000 people were given 2 hours to pack. They were told they'd return in 3 days. They never did. Buses carried them away, leaving behind pets, toys, and lives frozen in time. The exclusion zone, a 30-kilometer radius around the plant, was born. The Soviet government tried to bury the truth. They reported a minor incident to the world, even as radiation alarms blared in Sweden, 1,000 miles away. Scientists like Valery Legasov, a key figure in the response, were pressured to stay silent. But the truth couldn't be hidden. Chernobyl exposed the cracks in the Soviet system: bureaucracy, secrecy, and a culture that punished honesty. While the government faltered, ordinary people stepped up. The liquidators, 800,000 soldiers, miners, and volunteers, risked their lives to contain the disaster. Miners dug beneath the reactor to prevent a meltdown into the groundwater. Helicopter pilots flew through radioactive plumes to smother the fire. And 3 divers, Alexei Ananenko, Valery Bespalov, and Boris Baranov, entered a flooded basement to open valves, preventing a second explosion that could have devastated Europe. Many liquidators died young, others lived with chronic illnesses. Their sacrifice saved millions, but their stories were barely told. Chernobyl wasn't just a technological failure. It was a testament to human courage in the face of impossible odds. Chernobyl's fallout reached far beyond Ukraine. The radioactive cloud contaminated crops, water, and livestock across Europe. In the years that followed, cancer rates spiked, though exact numbers remain debated. The disaster shook trust in nuclear power worldwide, leading to stricter safety regulations and a decline in new reactor construction. It also exposed the Soviet Union's vulnerabilities, accelerating its collapse just 5 years later. Chernobyl became a cultural touchstone. From the HBO series to countless books and films, it's a story that refuses to fade. It's a reminder: technology is only as safe as the systems and people behind it. Today, Chernobyl is a paradox. The exclusion zone is one of the most radioactive places on Earth, yet it's a thriving wildlife sanctuary. Nature has reclaimed Pripyat. Trees grow through floors and animals roam empty streets. The new safe confinement, a massive steel structure, now encases Reactor 4, but the site won't be safe for 20,000 years. Believe it or not, Chernobyl is now a tourist destination. Visitors walk through Pripyat's ruins, drawn to its eerie beauty. But the danger remains. Radiation lingers in the soil, in the air, in the bones of the past. Chernobyl is more than a disaster. It's a mirror. It shows us the cost of hubris, the power of sacrifice, and the resilience of nature. What lessons do you take from Chernobyl? Have you visited the exclusion zone, or do you want to? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, and subscribe for more deep dives into history's defining moments. Next week, we're exploring another catastrophe that reshaped the world. You won't want to miss it.